This is how we're gonna roll. I'm gonna let Chris and Alex ask a question. I'm gonna get the chat's questions lined up, and we'll just fire and match you, my man, and let you enjoy the second part of the show, answering everybody's questions. Chris, take it away.
All right, Donnie, what are your standout memories from that national championship season? And how do you think being a co captain with Mike Doss helped shape your approach and maybe his approach a little bit towards leadership on the field?
Man, before that season, um, Coach Tressel sent me to a leadership camp called Leadership. It's like with all the Ohio State, like the band was there, the all the different groups on campus were there, and I was the only athletic team member that was there. And so we went through a week of like a vision board. We had to write out our vision, and man, my vision was to bring national championships with an S to the Ohio State University. And man, to see that come true was amazing. And like that, just the season, each game we played, we weren't number one the whole season. We weren't ranked when we started the season. So to each week get better and have those games so close to where we started to believe in each other and started to play for each other. I mean, it was a magical thing. I mean, that's what happens. Great teams have great friendships and close and play for each other. And when you play for each other and you give all out effort every play, I mean, you win games you're not supposed to win. And that's exactly what happened. It was just, man, I mean, the whole season, it was just every play. The most important play was the next play, and we all played for each other. And man, I've never been on a team since then that's been that close. And man, it was just a great thing.
Awesome. Thank you.
Alex.
So, since we're talking about that 2002 Natty, at what point for you, whether it be a game or an off the field moment in practice or anything like that, did you know in your mind that this team was capable of winning the national championship?
Man, I mean, I think once we beat Illinois or Purdue, the Purdue game really galvanized it. Like, man, this there's something. We all started to believe in something greater than ourselves. It was an amazing thing, and I think we really came together after that game. But I mean, even from the get go, Coach Tressel set such a good environment of getting to know each other, and it was less X's and O's and more Jimmys and Joes. It was getting to know each other on a very personal level, um, and just getting to know each other and care for each other and getting close. And man, it just translated into wins and translated into belief. And when you believe you can do something, you're going to do it.
Amen.
So, Andre, he asked the question early on, and I'm going to ask it now. And he said, Eric, you got to ask him about your favorite play. My all-time favorite play is Holy Buckeye. Tim Anderson was on the Buckeye Lounge. They asked him where he was or what he thought during that play, and his response might be the greatest response of all time, because it was Craig Krenzel, you dumb son of a, we scored. So, where
Yeah.
were you during the play, and what were you thinking during Holy Buckeye as a defensive guy?
Man, I didn't take a breath for like 5 minutes. I mean, I was just like, man, I was so like claustrophobic. It was crazy. And I was like, all right, we're just gonna run the ball, get the first down, and then oh shit, here we go, throwing the ball. Man, it was crazy. It was nuts, man. It was really like sent from above. So grateful that that happened though.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah,
God.
dude, what a question this is. $5 super chat from Coconut. Donnie, if you could pick any defensive backs from OSU history, who would be your starting four? Wow.
Wow,
God.
man. Jack
Ooh,
Tatum. Uh,
yep, that's got to be one, right?
man, Caleb. It reminds me so much of Mike Doss too. And to get to play with Mike Doss, I got to go with Mike Doss as the other safety, and then man, Antoine Winfield and Nate Clements.
That's a whew.
Played
can't
played
ar-
with
tough.
played with 3 of the 4.
yeah, you can't argue with that. You
Yeah,
can't argue
Yeah.
with that.
honestly.
Wow, Chris, go for it, buddy.
All right. So, can you recall a moment at Ohio State that was like the maybe the biggest challenge in your career and how you had to overcome it?
Man, I think getting to Ohio State, coming from Jonathan Alder High School in
Mhm.
Plain City, just getting there and realizing that, man, I didn't lift weight. We didn't have a real weight program or really run like a complex defense, and just overcoming the challenge of, all right, I'm here now. I want to start. What do I got to do to get in the game? And really taking. So I redshirted my freshman year, and man, I put on like 25 pounds of muscle. I really dedicated myself to learning the playbook, being in the right spot, making the right calls, um, getting to know my teammates, and really taking that year to learn. And then once spring hit, man, I made some plays in practice and really asserted myself on the field to know that I know what I'm talking about. And so I made all the right calls and I helped all my teammates and I got in the right spot. And really, to be my best ability was availability. So I made myself available. I made sure I knew everything. I practiced as hard as I possibly could every day. And I got to start that following year. So that was in 1999. So we were number one in 1998 while I redshirted. We were number one the entire season. And then we lost to Michigan State, Nick Saban. We should have won the national championship that year. That was man, we were loaded. Our whole team was loaded. But so going through that and then seeing, having the disappointment of that, and then starting and then going 6-6. So my freshman year, Steve Belisari was in my class too. He got to play on special teams, but to see him play on special teams on his redshirt year, what would be his redshirt year, it was his freshman year. So he was the starting quarterback, and I was the starting free safety, or I was the starting strong safety. Gary Berry was the starting free safety. Um, Percy King was also the guy. He was the guy that I beat out, and man, I struggled. So it was hard to go 6-6 and to be the new guy in that defense, and really to kind of face the Columbus, Ohio State media, and really like recover from that after that season. So I got benched for Mike Doss. Mike Doss was a freshman, so they sat me for the last 2 games of the year, and Mike went in instead of really just saying, "Oh, well, here I'm going to transfer. I got to go." Man, I doubled down on my work and really tried to better myself and make all the plays I could and really do all the effort things. Give 100% effort every play. Do all the weight room things. Learn the playbook even more. And I ended up starting the next 3 years with Mike too. So I mean, just to be able to do that and overcome that being benched, really get my spot, earning my spot, losing my spot, and then get my spot again, and then to be able to finish it off with a national championship is really like one of those storybook things.
Nice. And hey, respect the shout out to the pioneers of Jonathan Alder. I actually just had a
Yeah,
cousin who graduated from there last year, this past summer. Played football and baseball down there. So
yeah, man, we were 6-0, and we just lost to London though, our rivals. So, but I
yeah.
went to school with the London coach Kyle Cutler, so I can't be too mad at him.
Alex, your question, buddy.
I think I speak for everybody, Donnie, when I say thank you for staying at Ohio State, because you were a big part of that defense, and especially in 2002. You bring up when you started at Ohio State, and obviously you started with John Cooper as your coach, ended with
Mm.
Jim Tressel. What was that transition like for you between the two coaches, and what was different about those two coaches, the way they prepared you guys and how they went about their business with the team?
Man, so the transition for me, I was a little bit hurt that Coach Cooper, I felt bad for Coach Cooper. He was my guy. He recruited me. His staff was a really good staff. Fred Puggich was the defense coordinator. John Tenuta was my DB coach. He's the one that taught me how to play safety. Like he taught me how to play safety. And then the transition. So I was a little bit weary of Coach Tressel, just kind of cautious and waited for him to kind of set his infrastructure and see where he was going to lead us. And from day one, it was less about scheme and X's and O's and more about getting to know each other and really believing in a power greater than ourselves and getting that spiritual base, which was completely different from Coach Cooper. Coach Cooper was we didn't really talk about the spiritual things being important, where Coach Tressel was very important. It was kind of the cornerstone of his coaching philosophy, and um, had great assistants though. Quickly gained the respect of Mark D'Antonio and Mel Tucker. Mel Tucker he wasn't much older than me at that time. I think he might have been 27 or 26, and I was 20, 21, 22 at the time. But man, earn their respect. Realized that we're going to run the same attack defense. Coach D'Antonio and Coach Puggett ran the same NFL style blitz defense, which I loved, um, and it was a process. And I think through that first season, we really bought in to that. The whole team kind of bought in. Going in my senior year, and I was really excited. I was honored. Like it's the biggest honor of my life is to be a captain at Ohio State. To be voted captain by your teammates is one of the greatest honors you can have. And man, I did not take it lightly. Um, Coach Tressel also did not take it lightly. So I think he stressed the leadership. Coach Cooper did too, but I think it was a little more so. Coach Tressel was more stressed leadership and unity much more than Coach Cooper, and it turned out to work. It's a great formula, and when you play for each other and you give 100% effort, and you make the right calls, and good things happen. And I think we started a good thing. I think we laid down that vision pretty well in 2002, and the boys have carried it on for the last 25 years.
I love me a good Jim Tressel story. I love it. You know,
Oh,
it's a shame that anybody ever drug him through the coals, like the media and all that stuff. The only thing that man was ever guilty of was caring about his players too much. And he's to this day, every former player I've ever talked to at an autograph signing or wherever else, they said, Coach Tressel, that man, he'll love you for life and he'll be there for you for life. Love that guy.
Yeah,
Love Coach
he's
Tressel.
amazing. He's an amazing human. Amazing
Yep.
human. More than just a football coach. I mean,
Yep.
he's a mentor for a lot of people. Mentor for me.
Yep.
Taught me a lot of life lessons. And man, I can't be more grateful. I mean, he made my life better through teaching me football and how to be a better man.
I got to read this comment for you. Bobby Mack says, Donnie, I met you and Doss the summer prior to COVID at a golf outing. And I want to say you were both amazing with my group of volunteers. I brought, while we were
Probably
all
we're all fan.
fanboying,
Oh,
fanboying.
his group of volunteers he brought. Okay.
Oh, the group of volunteers that he brought and him were all fanboying. He's just a shout out from Bobby Mack to you, man. That's pretty cool.
I appreciate that, Bobby. Yeah, that's awesome.
This comment, and then I'm gonna ask a question. Then Larry Daniels, you super chatted. Your question's next, buddy. It's just me. Tim79 said Coach Tressel did a commencement speech at my sister's graduation, and he talked about being a good Christian and to pay it forward. That sounds very, very Tressel like.
Yep.
Um,
Mhm.
so I have a theory, and you just danced all over my theory, Donnie, and I want to get your opinion of my theory. And that is that Jim Tressel's faith, he wasn't going to hide that because that's who he is. And so when they hired him to coach football, he brought that with him. And I think it has become such a large part of the culture that is at Ohio State today that when we lost last November and it looked like everything had fallen apart, it was that belief in a higher power that drew those young men together around Ryan Day,
Mhm.
that catapulted them into the playoffs to win a national championship. It was that culture, and that culture, such a big part of that culture is indeed the faith that these players have. Do you agree with that theory? And if you do or if you don't, I'd love to know your thoughts on that. And again, touch a little bit more about Jim Tressel's faith and building that into the young men all the way back when he became the head coach at Ohio State.
Man, it's. I think you're absolutely right. I mean, he laid the foundation for so many of us to believe in something greater than ourselves. It didn't really have to be Jesus, or he didn't really care what the denomination was, as long as it wasn't you. And I think in today's day and age, a lot of people think they're special or think they might be a god, if not the god. And you get in trouble when you start doing that. You play for yourself. You don't play for your teammates. You're a very selfish person, and man, it's self-serving, especially in today's day and age with social media, NIL, everything is me, me, me. Look at me. And Coach Tressel has laid that foundation for spiritual belief of, man, how can you serve? How are you going to be a servant? You're here to serve your teammates. And what does that look like? And when you start to do that, man, you win games that you're not supposed to win because of that. You end up playing harder. It's a greater purpose. Man, it changed everything. Once the team decided to believe in each other and believe in a higher power and believe in God, whatever it is that you want to use as that higher power. And man, it's amazing.
Yeah, thank you for sharing with that. Real quick, my buddy Carl Hugler, I got to read his comments because he's my man, my best friend. What a blessing to have you, Donnie, on the OHIO podcast. Longtime OSU fan and former trainer. So proud of you, Donnie. Great to see you. I'll never forget that 2002 national championship game. I was blessed to meet Coach Tucker on the staff when I was there. Donnie, God bless you and your family.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, Carl.
All
Means a
right,
lot, man.
here
Yeah.
here is a super chat question from our one of our Patreon supporters, Larry Daniels. Welcome, Donnie. What was the biggest transition you had to make from Ohio State to the NFL?
And the biggest transition was, man, everybody. I remember. So I got drafted in the fifth round. I was happy to be drafted. I was so ecstatic. Um, got drafted by the Tennessee Titans in the fifth round, and man, I got to practice for rookie OTAs, and it was all the rookies were there, and I was like, man, everybody's really good. But then the vets came, and man, Neil O'Donnell was the backup quarterback. Steve McNair was the starter. Neil O'Donnell was the backup, and he was, I don't know how old he was at the time, maybe 39, 40 years old. And he had gray hair. I was like, man, these are grown men out here. This is crazy. Like to see somebody with gray hair putting their helmet on, I was like, man, these are grown men feeding their families, and everybody can run. Like, so these are the best football players in the world. The NFL are the best 1,200 or 1,500, whatever it is, 2,000 football players on the planet, and that's it. And everybody's fast, everybody's big, everybody's strong. So how do you make yourself different? How do you stand out? And I think it was how I stuck around for 8 years was my best ability was availability. I made sure I was the backup holder on field goal team. I was the backup punter. I almost punted in one game. They made our Rob Baronis, our kicker, got to punt, but our punter got hurt. And but it was just anything I could do. I just wanted to be there on the team. Um, I only started. I started on special teams. I was a special teams captain for 2 years, but my first 2 years, the transition was like playing 20 games is a whole lot different than playing 12 games. It's a whole different thing, and it's a different it's definitely a different structure. It is typically more about yourself, and man, you're getting paid. So you're getting paid all this money, and it's all based on performance. So it's either you produce or you don't get, or you're fired. So I never felt like I was comfortable. I could have been fired any day. I got cut in my second year going. So my rookie year, I made the team. We lost to the playoff. We lost to the Patriots in the playoffs. And then going into my second year, in training camp, the kicker got hurt again. Craig Kentrick pulled his back, and man, I got cut because I was the 53rd man on the roster. But man, that was the best thing that ever happened to me because man, I had a bug in my butt from getting cut, and I hit everything walking. And Chuck Cecil, the DB coach, said, "Man, whatever that bug is that crawled up your butt, leave it there." And man, I just never took another practice for granted. I hit everybody in practice. I practiced as hard as I could every day, and just the transition of talent was the biggest thing that I had to overcome. And really, man, man, so many examples of, and then so many examples of guys that work hard and get rewarded. Like you just you get what you put in. It really is the best game ever.
I have one more super chat question here that I want to ask, and then Chris and Alex, you get the next questions. As long as we got time, Donnie, I just want to make sure we're not keeping you from anything this evening.
Yeah, no, we're good.
All right. RK Mangos, what was the toughest game, playing Michigan or Miami in 2002?
All right, more
What?
toughest game. The
Yeah, what was
tougher
the
game
tougher?
was Miami.
Okay, were
The
they the
tougher
better
game was
team?
Miami.
Were they
They were
better
the
than
better
Michigan?
team.
Yeah.
Oh
They were
yeah.
way better than Michigan. More pressure. The pressure game was Michigan. Once we beat Michigan, the pressure was off. We weren't supposed to win against Miami. So we could play the underdog, and we could. I mean, it was just hey, let's go punch these guys in the mouth and see what they got. Like they're talking all this mess. They're not giving us any chance to win this game. Nobody in the country thinks we're going to win this game. So let's go punch them in the mouth, kick them straight in the teeth on the first play, and do it every time, and let's see what happens.
Had
So I think
parties set up
the
already.
tougher game was then.
Had parties
Yeah,
set up
yeah,
already.
yeah. Had party set up,
Couldn't
and
believe.
they'd already won the game.
Yep.
So it was like it was easy to play that underdog and really have that chip on your shoulder and go in there and just give it a shot, man. Be as physical as we possibly could and take them down.
Another real sorry guys, another quick what $2 super chat from Bobby Mack. Did you ever have to go head to head with Eddie? I'm guessing this is a Titans
No,
question.
Eddie. So yeah, Eddie was on the Titans my rookie year in 2003. That was his last year. So I got to play on the same team as my high school hero, Eddie George, and get to know him. And man, that was a starstruck moment. But um, if I'd have hit him, they'd have cut me. So I never got to hit him head to head. But they said I wasn't allowed to touch McNair or Eddie George. Those are the only two.
Fair.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Chris, go for it, buddy.
Okay, so looking back at your career, the game's different now. Obviously, the college game's a lot different than when you played. Is there advice you would give to today's Buckeyes about making the most of their time at Ohio State and preparing for life after football?
Man, yes, it's to build your spiritual foundation. And football is something that you do, and it's the greatest thing you might do, but it's not who you are. Like football um, isn't going to define you in the end, but it'll define a big part of you. And you got to have that spiritual base to fall back on when you retire. And football will end. It's 100% chance that every football player will retire before they're 45. Say Tom Brady is the outlier, and very few people get to play I mean, like I said, the 2,000 guys that get to play in the NFL, that's it. That's all there are for that year. So the majority of guys are gonna be done in college, and enjoy every snap. Like, give 100% effort. Treat every snap like it's your last, because football is the only game where you have a finite amount of snaps, and then one day you're done and you never play again. You never play again. One day you just don't know what that day is. So treat every snap like it's that play, and you'll do fine.
Alex.
I'm a guy who loves to hear players' funniest memories from their careers, and if you can't think of anything funniest, give us your best memory from your playing days at Ohio State.
Man, I got some funny ones, but I don't know that I could really. I don't know if I can share it with you. But here's a good memory: is before the 2002 national championship game, Dustin Fox and I kind of took him under my wing, and we had a special relationship. And before the game, we both wrote down on a piece of paper, two sheets of paper. We wrote down 2002 national championships, and I gave him mine, and he gave me his. And and then after the game, man, it was amazing to have that little piece of paper in my wallet that I still got, man. It's awesome. Yeah.
All right, back. I got a couple more here from the super chats that are from the question. I started them earlier from when we were in the first part of the show. This one is from uh, Mimi, Tampa Dave through Mimi. So Dave is someone who calls into our call-in show all the time, and his wife typed these out for him to ask you. So, what was that 2002 season like, Donnie? What were the expectations going into the season for you guys? When did you all know you could beat Miami?
And I think the expectation were, well, we went to two Outback Bowls, 2000 and 2001. We were back to back Outback Bowls. So the expectation was to win the Big Ten. I think once we got to training camp and the freshman class showed up, Maurice and that really good group of freshmen, and Chris Campbell and all those guys showed up, and then Mike coming back. Mike had a chance to go to the NFL early, but he came back for his senior year. So I think once we got into training camp and started banging and really working together, we saw we had something special in training camp. And then as we went through the season, I mean, there were close games. It was defensive minded, so our defense was the pressure was on us to make sure the score was low enough that our offense could kind of catch up. And Maurice provided a spark. Maurice Hall, Chris Campbell, the young guys coming in. And I mean, we competed at practice every day, but like halfway through the season, man, we really kind of looked at each other and made a commitment to give it our all, and really focus on what needed to be done. And I mean, it worked, and it lasted us through. And then once we beat Michigan, I mean, it was waiting to see. We knew we were going to play Miami, so that bowl practice really were. I mean, we all focused, we all pushed all in, pushed all our chips in, and really decided to prepare as best we could and committed to each other to really play for each other and play like it's the last time we're ever going to play football. And I mean, it worked. So crazy.
Oh, I saw what you did there, Chris. Playing in the chat like that with the people's emotions that are Penn State fans, and Notre Dame fans. Uh, let's go back to some questions from earlier here. This one is from where's Buck Vaders? Here it is. Don, and I think this is a great question actually because the game has changed in the last 20 years. Donnie, would you be a linebacker in today's game?
For sure. There's no way I would be a free safety in today's game. I would be a linebacker. I'm 6'3". I weighed about 215 to 220 pounds. when I played at Ohio State, and I had to eat every drop to keep that weight on. But yeah, I would definitely be a linebacker in today's game, and I probably should have been a linebacker anyway. But I always prided myself in being faster than the linebackers. So being a slower DB was better than a fast linebacker, I guess. I don't know. Just more pride.
This next question goes right in line with that. It's just me, Tim, 79. What was your favorite food at Ohio State's facility while trying to gain weight?
Man, prime rib and crab legs. Man, prime rib and crab legs at the training table on Thursdays. Yeah.
They don't serve that in the dining hall, man.
Fancy.
No, it's not in the dining hall.
My
It's over
goodness.
it's at the hotel across the street, the Fawcett Center. Fawcett, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. Now I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Hey, they
No, we
can't
ate
say you
well.
guys don't get fed there at Ohio State, huh?
Oh
You
man,
got the prime rib
no,
and
it's
crab
world
leg.
class.
Woo.
Ohio State is world class. Everything, food,
Preach it.
facilities, practice gear, like everything. When I got drafted to the Titans was a downgrade.
You hear that,
We
recruits?
had 2 uniforms. We had a practice uniform and a game uniform at Ohio State. Get to the Titans, you got 1. You practice in it and you play in it. We had Nike stuff, best Nike stuff. We get to the NFL, it's all Reebok. So it was just everything was a downgrade. The facility was worse. Everything was worse. It was crazy.
So what you're telling me is Jeremiah Smith should stay until his senior year because he's going to get everything better at Ohio State than he will in the pros, is what you're telling us.
Just enjoy it every day. Enjoy it every day.
You hear that, Jeremiah?
I can bet he will get everything better at Ohio State because we got some boosters will be more than happy to pony it up.
Caleb Down. Yeah. Go ahead and stay,
he's
man.
paid now. Yeah.
We might be going for a 3-peat after this year. You might want to just stay and say screw the NFL for another year.
And make some history. Make some real history. Yeah.
Real history, yeah.
Bradley, great comment here, man. 2 best Ohio State plays I've ever seen. 4th and 1, Krenzel, holy Buckeye, goes deep to Michael. And then when Maurice ripped the ball out of Taylor's hands in the national championship game, he says, "Screw Miami then and now, go Bucks."
Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
They still crying.
What was going through your mind on that play when Maurice did that, Donnie?
I was like, man, it gave us new life, man. It was like, all right, let's win this game. And then then we lost the game, and then they threw the flag, and I was like, here we go again. We got another chance. Like God was looking down on us that day. Like
pass interference, yes. Was that not pass interference?
Absolutely, absolutely, every day.
If instant replay existed, that game doesn't even go to overtime. Ohio State wins 17-14 regulation. That ball was caught. That ball was caught. Period.
Indeed.
True.
Indeed. There's a question here about Iggy for you. I figured why not? Let's throw it in here while we're having a good time tonight. We're having a good time, right, everybody? Mm-hmm. Eric Osbeck, our buddy Eric, says, do you think Iggy is regressing a little bit
after that game yesterday?
Yeah, I think that's what he's asking.
Because he was starting to get handsy again.
He was a little handsy. Yeah, man, you got to be that way. You got to be that way. Like I'd rather him be that way than giving up or getting separation and getting scored on. Like I'll take a pass interference call every day than a touchdown. Like he's not giving up touchdowns. He's just giving up 15 yards. That's better than a touchdown. And he's getting better. Like he just doesn't have he's just freaking out at the end and waiting. He'll get better as he goes with placing his hands, reading the eyes, and reacting to the receivers. It's just the progress. I'd rather him be like this than the other way. So I don't think he's regressing. I think he's just learning the hard way, and he's getting targeted too.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, they were definitely going after. Well, they were going after both corners yesterday.
But they were letting those guys, for the most part, be handsy on both sides of the ball yesterday.
They were.
Yeah.
One female official though, she never threw one flag the whole game.
Yeah,
I don't know if she's ever thrown a flag.
Bert wanted to let her know that him and his Ozempic. Coconut. Oh, another food question. How about the pregame meal? Pecan rolls, Donnie? They were the
Oh, I
best
love
ever.
those. Man, I missed those. They were the best. I never even liked pecan rolls until I got there, and I was like, oh my God, these are amazing. But what a great tradition, man. That pregame meal, mm, miss that.
Every player talks about the pecan rolls, how they all
Yeah,
love them, how they all want them.
yeah, at the
All right,
golf course.
guys. Hey, Mark, good to see you tonight, buddy. Good to see you. Chris, one final question, buddy.
All right, I got to ask it of everybody, just because anybody, especially if you played for Cooper and Tress, because there was a lot of love is always given to Tress. There's kind of a certain way fans look at Cooper versus how the players look at Cooper. Because if you talk to the players, the majority of them absolutely loved John
Yeah.
Cooper.
Mm.
So looking back at John Cooper, how do you think his legacy is different if the 12-game playoff exists in
I think it's
Cooper's
completely
era?
different. Completely different.
How many
I
natties does
think,
John Cooper have?
man, he's got a couple. He at least have two. I mean, 98, we win that. No question. We destroyed Texas A&M in the Sugar Bowl. We'd have won the national championship in '98 for sure. They'd have won it in '96 or possibly. I think it completely changes it if he's got a playoff system. Man, Coach Cooper, like gave me a chance. He recruited me, so like I'll always be loyal to Coach Cooper and love him for that. And he taught me a lot of great lessons. I was going to play baseball. I asked Coach Cooper to play baseball, and I went to his office, and because I played baseball in high school, and I went to his office and said, "Hey, Coach Cooper, I want to play baseball. Can I play baseball in the spring?" And he said, "Not if you want to play football in the fall." And I was like, "Okay, shut it down." It's like, man, just shut me down. But again, he was real with me. He's like, "You got a lot of work to do. You need to focus, and this is what you need to do to get to see the field." And
So, oh, sorry.
he was honest with me. Yeah.
So, and just a secondary question here, real quick one. You talked about the pecan rolls, better baked goods, the pregame breakfast, or Der Dutchman back in Plain City, man.
Der Dutchman, man. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Der Dutchman. Man, those long johns at Der Dutchman are undefeated. Undefeated.
We have a Notre Dame fan who might also be a Titans fan here, possibly. I don't know this story, so I'm going to ask. I remember when Donnie punched an official accidentally with the Titans and got ejected. All right, look, give us this. This sounds hilarious.
Man, so this was on kickoff. Man, it was on kickoff. I was on kickoff, and I can't remember the guy's name, but he was from Bowling Green. He's a lineman for San Diego, and man, he just tackled me and mauled me. He just laid on me and was like calling my mother names. And man, I was like, I'm gonna swing at this guy. So as soon as he let me up, man, I swung and he ducked his head, and the ref was right there. The ref was right there, and I ended up hitting the ref. And the ref looked at me like, "Oh my God, what did you just do?" I was like, "Why are you right here? Like, why are you right there?" And man, I swung and missed, and it was like a cartoon. And I got thrown out, man. That was
Golly.
that was an expensive punch too. It was like $12,000 fine.
Oh man! All right, so after you get thrown out, do you like? Are you in the locker room watching the game? Like,
Yeah, yeah. I go shower and just shower and watch the rest of the game. Get on the plane and go home.
oh
With my head
man.
down, head tucked. We lost the game too. We could never beat Philip Rivers and the San Diego
Pretty
Chargers.
good.
Man, it was crazy.
He's pretty good.
Alex, your
Yeah.
final question, buddy.
Um, I think the last time, at least that I saw you, was at an autograph signing for the 2022 Notre Dame game. You guys were back for the 20th anniversary of the national title
Yeah.
team. But if you were to go to Columbus today and talk to this team, I know there's a lot of players on there that are national champions in their own right, obviously.
Mhm.
But to the ones that haven't tasted and been through what it's like to grind for that national championship, what would you say to this team if you were standing in front of them right now about what they need to be doing and what to expect from this journey to chase another national championship, or for some players their first?
And that's the expectation. So don't take a snap for granted. Don't take one snap for granted. Play, every snap in practice, in the game, like it's the last snap you'll ever take. And do it for each other, because your teammate is doing the same thing for his team. You're all doing it for each other. And you're doing this to have a better life. By playing football, doing it for each other, doing it the right way, man, giving the glory to God that deserves it, but enjoying the process and taking every snap serious and get better every snap, and everything will happen.
All right,
And your dreams will come true.
I need us to cut this up and send it to the team, and we'll
Yeah.
play it alongside that Jim Tressel clip where he tells the team, "I thank God every day He gave me the chance to be a Buckeye."
Yeah, I love that.
Absolutely.
That
I
is
love
one
that.
of the greatest quotes of all time.
Mr.
Oh,
Bucknuts wants to know, how was Eddie as a teammate?
man, he was awesome. Man, he was great teammate. Man, he'd call me Ohio State. Hey, what's up, O State? And I'd be like, hey, Mr. George. Man, that was like the only starstruck moment I've ever had. But man, getting to know him, and he had a restaurant in the hotel, the Hilton Hotel downtown Nashville. So to be able to hang out with him and get to know him and like actually be on the same team and see how he operated, what a great leader he was, like really inspired me to get better and develop my leadership skills too, to become a captain eventually.
Ooh,
You got to take that one. You
I'm
got to take it,
reneging now
Eric.
because this is a good one.
This has got to be the one to close the show on right there.
I got the final question. I got one, but this is from Ohio State 92. Donnie, how do you think Ohio State gets
Please.
over the struggle with TTUN this year?
Man, you win. You play for each other. Play every play like it's your last play. Like, cause man, it's life and death. That game is life and death. Like, and if you play every play like it's your last play and play for each other, man, you're gonna win.
Final question, Donnie. You are a well-known former Ohio State Buckeye. You played in the NFL. You're a national champion. I gotta know, what does it mean to Donnie Nickey to be a Buckeye?
Man, it's such an honor. Like, it's such an honor to go to a place that cares about football and really um, embraces what football is about, and to be taught like the greatness of football, and that football is something great that you do, but it's not who you are. And the goal and really the purpose of football is to become a better life, or to have a better life through becoming a better man, the best man that you can be, the man that God wants you to be.